I made a Roblox game in just 1 hour using only free models, and I'm going to show you how it went from this to this. So starting off, I was kind of panicking, so I opened up Studio and a base plate and started looking through the free models while I brainstormed in my head about what the type of game I wanted to make. Eventually, I found my first model, this anime sky looking model, which I was going to use, and it was going to play a big role in my decision in what I wanted to make. As I was thinking, a bright idea popped in my head. What if I made a tycoon? It's easy, there's plenty of kits to go around, and surely it wouldn't be that hard to make. And so I found this nice looking tycoon map, and this gave me an idea. What if I made a tycoon about being rich? It's simple, it's a good idea. Well, let's be honest, it's the only good idea there because there's really not much you could do with free assets, but it was easy. I continued working, looking for a tycoon kit to use until I eventually found this nice tycoon kit. It was tall, well made, looked like some sort of skyscraper, and in the toolbox it was literally called Millionaire Tycoon, the perfect model I could use for my game. I began copying and pasting this model around in the individual plots that were already set for me. However, as you could probably tell, this lagged me tremendously due to the amount of particles this freaking model has. It was actually insane. And for whatever reason, 30 minutes left on the clock by the way, I was messing around with the idea even more. Coming up with weird ideas like Slap Tower Rich Tycoon or Rich Tycoon with guns. It wasn't long before I realized that Tycoon actually had guns, and so I just added ragdolls and called it a day. I then added a main menu, which I usually do with all my games, but it was more so to hide the fact that the game lags upon loading. And then the idea literally devolved into Brainrot Rich Tycoon, where I added brainrots with names that I literally can't even pronounce. I mean, just listen to these pronunciations. Champini Beanie. What is that? Oh, that's Dolphini Weenie. Fish Muncher Puncher. Oh, that's Frogino Tiro. This is the little TTC he's. Tung Sahi, that must be Din Tahi. That thing from the song. Brainrot Tycoon. What is that? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do my research. Yes, I will. Honestly, Brainrot is a fitting name. I don't even know how to pronounce these amalgamations of sounds and letters that people call Brainrot. It genuinely confuses me. I eventually landed on the idea of Rich Brainrot Tycoon, which I personally don't enjoy this brainrot stuff or know what it is, but other people certainly do, especially people who are bored and on Roblox. And so I felt like if I had made a game about this new trend going around, I could make bank. So I began to copy and paste Tung Sahi, or whatever its name is. I just found out it was called Tung Sahur, and I'm too lazy to go back and change all that. Anyways, so I began recoloring it and then naming the corresponding teams after the color that the tongue was colored as. And as I'm sitting there questioning my life decisions and ruining my motor functions just for the YouTube content, by the way, I realized I don't have any Robux to advertise this game, so even if it does good at all, I don't know what I'm going to do, considering that it is a high possibility that nobody's going to play this game, but I just have to hope for the best. At last, I was on the home stretch. All I needed to do was add music and a couple of other touch-ups, and I was done with the actual game, and with 20 minutes left on the clock, it was time to make the description, publish, and to the other details. So, now it was time for the icon. So, I took stuff from Google. When I said free assets, I meant free assets, and I started piecing things together, adding money, the title, and especially Tung Sahur. And then I put a bunch of cheap money in the background. I genuinely wasn't putting effort in this because I had truly no hope for this game, and I still don't. Also, I genuinely didn't enjoy making this game, so I was not about to put effort into the icon. I then moved to the thumbnails and literally just ripped these from Google as well, and then used AI to make them look better. Again, not my proudest moment, but I wasn't about to put actual effort into a game I didn't enjoy. Time was just about up, and I had nothing else to do, and so I stopped the clock. And now it was time for a little public test run, and everything was working fine. And the game's finished and working. So if you want to play Rich Brain Rot Tycoon, then the link will be in the description for you to play it yourself. Speaking of links in the description, my new game, Ant Tycoon, which is a game that actually has effort put into it, is also in the description. You can play it right now. It's public, and I worked on it for about a week, and I'm really proud of it. While it does use some free models, most of the game is made by me. So I would like you to come check it out, and once the game reaches around 200 visits, maybe I'll even update it. I will give this Brain Rot game 1 week, and then I will check back on it, and I will release a follow-up video telling you the results of this game. You can actually go play both of these games in the link description, but I really do hope that my Ant Tycoon does way better than my Brain Rot Tycoon. But without further ado, this is the end of the video. Stay safe, bye-bye, and I'll catch you in the next one.